Happy morning, dear children. How are you all? Are you doing the reading practice? I know you all are doing. Very good, dear children. Now, let us start with the class. Okay, let's go. Today, we will be learning about lesson number 9, The Golden Touch by Judith Lawrenson. Okay? Do you know the story about King Midas? Okay, if you know, then you have to go through it very thoroughly. Okay, now we will see the central idea of this story. The first and most important word over here is obsession. Okay, dear children, obsession. Do you know the meaning of this word? Let us see the meaning. This is the main word of our story. Okay, the state in which a person's mind is completely filled with the thoughts of one particular thing in a way that is not normal. किसी चीज को लेकर हमेशा उसी के बारे में सोचते रहना. ओके, दिस इज वन टाइप ऑफ हम बोलते हैं ना कि हमें वो चीज चाहिए, हमारी जिद होना वो. ओके, सो दैट इज नोन एज obsession. This is the first and foremost important word. Okay, इसे हम हमारा central idea word भी बोल सकते हैं. Fine. In this story, this is a story about King Midas, who had a strong obsession to possess gold. King Midas को गोल्ड का बहुत ही ज़्यादा ऑब्सेशन था. ओके, उन्हें गोल्ड के अलावा और कुछ नहीं दिखता था. फाइन. सो दिस इज अ स्टोरी अबाउट अ किंग हु हैज द ऑब्सेशन टू पजेस गोल्ड. एंड ऑब्सेशन जो है वो अच्छा नहीं होता, डियर चिल्ड्रन. फाइन. लेट्स सी व्हाट हिज ऑब्सेशन मेक्स हिम गो थ्रू. उन्हें इनका ये ऑब्सेशन किस और लेकर जाता है, उन्हें क्या फेस कराता है. वी विल लर्न अबाउट दिस इन दिस स्टोरी. फाइन, डियर चिल्ड्रन.
Chapter 9, The Golden Touch. Once upon a time, there was a king named Midas. He was the king of quite a beautiful country, where the people were content, and life went along well. Midas had a daughter who was the joy of his life. She was always happy and cheerful, and the people loved her.
Why do you think the people loved the princess? Because she was very kind and she was very cheerful, right? अगर हम भी खुश रहेंगे, अगर हम भी सबसे kind रहेंगे तो सब हमें पसंद करेंगे, right? So the princess was loved by everyone because she was kind and cheerful. Okay, let us see what comes next.
They said when she sang, the birds came down from the trees and sat on her hand. So gentle and kind was she. King Midas loved his people, his kingdom, and his beautiful daughter. But he also loved gold. Yes, he craved for it. He had rooms full of it. He even had a throne made entirely from gold.
Which word means the same as kingdom? Kingdom means Rajpat. Okay, so here it comes to empire. Okay,
He was still a good man and a good king. But he could not free himself of his obsession for more and more gold. One day, as he sat on his golden throne, he closed his eyes and imagined that his fondest dream had come true. He dreamt that everything he touched turned to gold. On this day, as he had his dream yet again, he saw a strange figure. It was a head that looked like flames were all around it. Then the figure spoke to him. King Midas, you have been a good king, a good man, and a good father, said the figure. Your only flaw has been your craving for something unimportant. You dream of a power you don't really want. Oh, I do want this power. I want it more than I want anything in the whole world, cried Midas. All right, but But I warn you, gold, wealth, and possessions are truly meaningless. No, no, cried Midas. Please, I beg you, give me the golden touch, and I will never ask another thing, and never make another wish, and never dream another dream, I promise. Granted, then, said the figure. He could hardly wait to put his finger on something and see if he really did have the golden touch. He got up from his throne and walked out to the garden. He reached out and touched his beautiful fountain. Lo and behold! The fountain water and all turned instantly to lovely shining gold. He touched a plate, a spear, and just for fun, he touched his daughter's old favorite teddy bear. Every single thing he touched was turned by magic into pure gold. Midas had the golden touch. Gold, gold, gold everywhere. My life is complete, and I have wealth beyond my wildest dreams. He was so excited that the warning of the granter of wishes was forgotten. He raced out into the garden to tell his beloved daughter that his life's fondest wish had been granted. He saw her across the garden and ran to her side, and then he reached out to put his arms around her to share his fantastic news. As he touched her, landed on the very spot on her shoulder where he saw her across the garden and ran to her side, and then he reached out to put his arms around her to share his fantastic news. As he touched her shoulder, he froze at the feel of her skin. It was as hard and cold as gold. He jumped back in amazement, just as he did. One of the beautiful birds who lived in the garden and always came to the princess landed on the very spot on her shoulder where her father had touched her. The bird cried out in fright and flew far up into the sky.
Why do you think the bird cried out in fright? जिस प्रिंसेस के पास हमेशा वो बैठता था वो गोल्ड में कन्वर्ट हो गई थी, तो उसे तो बुरा लगा होगा. That's why the bird cried, because he was very afraid. वो डर गया था कि प्रिंसेस को क्या हो गया. Right, dear children? Let us see what happens next.
He had received gold, wealth, and possessions are truly meaningless. Gold was meaningless. He realized the truth. But now it was too late to do anything. As he turned away in terrible pain, he felt a touch on his wrist, and as he turned in his throne, he felt his crown slip from his head. "Oh, Father, you must have fallen asleep again," said a gentle voice. It was his beloved daughter. His touch of gold had been only a dream. He jumped up from his throne and hugged his daughter. Yes, King Midas had learned a lesson. That very day, the king gathered most of his great wealth and started to give it back to his subjects and to the poor of the kingdom. He became the wisest and the most generous king in the entire world.
Dear children, the possessions, the things that we have are all meaningless, right? Because at the end of the day, all we have is our family, right? So, हमें किसी चीज़ का obsession नहीं रखना चाहिए, किसी चीज़ का लालच नहीं रखना चाहिए. Right, dear children? Now it's time for your share it. So, what you have to share? Have you ever dreamt something strange? कभी आपको कोई अजीब सा सपना आया है? Share your most weirdest dream in 5 lines. आपको 5 lines में या उससे ज़्यादा में आपको अपना ड्रीम जो है the most strangest, the most weirdest dream, You have to share it with me. Okay? I will meet you next time with the part 2 of this lesson. Till then, go through the lesson, read it properly. Okay? Because practice makes a man perfect. Right? Bye, dear children. God bless you.